YouTube, what's up with it? Welcome back to another episode. And on this episode right here, we're just going to retract and go back to the Boom and Bang episode that I just dropped yesterday, which is a 3-part series for y'all that ain't peep it out. It's about 2 hours long, but it's broken down into about 40-minute increments so y'all can kind of, dig through it. But before we get into all that, shout out to you, 1K subscribers right there. I appreciate y'all, man. We crossed that 1K marker. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to show y'all by continuously showing up right here and continuously, giving y'all what y'all looking for right here. Because at the end of the day, I know there's a gap missing online for the history of the Mile High City. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to know how much history really there is because, we in 2024 now, but you got to think about Denver been having gang issues since the mid 80s. You feel me? 2024, it's a long time. And for me, being a Denver native, I've been around all that from the young age all the way up to the old age. And it's so crazy to me to know that, while I was incarcerated for all them years, you never know who you around while you're in there, but you around the worst of the worst though. You know what I mean? Like the cats, Boom and Bang, like all kind of weirdos like that up in there. And these be the same people that you share showers with, same people you sit down in the chow hall with and eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I mean? And, it just blows the mind to just understand that case and know what humans are really capable of. You know what I mean? It's really nasty. I kind of got to decompress after doing that Boom and Bang episode because, inside the episode, it didn't really break down exactly how bad they did old girl. Like they broke it down. They said, okay, well, they got sexual assault, sodomy or whatever else they did, the murder and so forth. But like these cats, Boom and Bang, they family, like, you know what I mean? It is a fucked up scenario all the way across the board. But Boom and Bang, if y'all didn't know, and I encourage y'all to watch the episode, but like Boom and Bang are the originators of a Chicano subset of Crenshaw Mafia in Denver, Colorado. They were the originators of the Deuce 7 Crenshaw Mafia Gangsta Bloods. And they started on the east side, which is, as if you're from Denver, you already know the east side is predominantly all Crip. And ultimately they end up, moving out west to the west side and so forth with it. But, these cats was really gang members. They lived by the code. They gang banged. They did all that. And to understand and know their case, to see that, I guess there ain't no, in that era, from my history and my knowledge, a lot of that stuff they was doing was nowhere in the code though, you know what I mean? And see that this is the type of way they go out and this is what they was doing, like, it really re-emphasizes that, there really is no rules in the streets, you know what I mean? Don't let somebody fool you in those streets thinking that, they've got it all together and they this, that, and the third, because man, for a piece of bread, a man will transgress against his own brother, you feel me? So, their case is very heinous, and to think that they did what they did to this 15-year-old girl, and it don't even say in the story, but, they used a plunger piece of wood and sodomized this girl till she defecated on herself, and then got mad at her for doing that, kicked her and was punching on her. And you keep in mind, this is like 5 people in the house doing this to this girl, and there's an old man in the house. He's listening. He's hearing the screams, the cries. There's 2 little kids in the house too. Everybody's hearing this girl scream and cry, beg for her life. And nobody as a human being even steps in to stop it. And it's like, you cats as gang members, right? So what is you doing to the girl like this? Are y'all gay? Like, who does this? Like, where does this thought even come from? And, the old man in the story, he says he thought they got the devil in him, but, we can't just blame the devil or Satan every time something goes bad. Like, yeah, I'm sure he facilitated that, but yet these was gang members though. These were supposed to be, cats that stuck by a code, you feel me? But here they all are doing the weirdest of the weird to this girl right here. And it's disgusting to know that they could do this to a human being, let alone a female 15-year-old girl. And, she lived through all this. Think about how much pain this girl had to go through all the way till she got up to that mountain where they stabbed her and threw her body off, like disposed of her like trash after they sexually assaulted her with a plunger cord in. Like, to me, hey, there ain't no respect for that. And it's crazy because, in the pen, like, right, they hood other Chicano Bloods, like, they should violate them. They should kill them. They should have did whatever. But these cats, I mean, they really somewhere doing time. You feel me? I mean, I've been out of the pen for almost going on 10 years now, right? But when I was there, you know, they didn't really have no PC type of yards, right? Like you go to AdSeg, you know, you can check and go to another facility and shit, but like, you know, but yet these motherfuckers are walking around on a yard somewhere. Like, and at some point, these motherfuckers then got out. They already back into society, but like, there's a whole bunch more cats just like them that's all over. You feel me? They're not just the only ones. There's just a story we're covering, and that, hey, you know, that stuff is sick right there, super sick. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, to me, coming up in the 90s and understanding what like gangbanging was, and I'm not like glorifying it by nothing, but there was a code. It was, you know, there was regulations, right? You know, you didn't go outside of the box. You feel me? But in this day and age, like gangbanging is so over with, it's so stupid, and looking at it like it's a paradox, it's puzzling to the mind that kids still, you know, 15, 14, 16, like even older, like y'all still want to be gang members though. Y'all still trying to portray that person and that image and want to tell that story and like why though? You got to be the stupidest person in the world in 2024 still trying to be a gang member out here like this, like you got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've came across in my life. And I get it. Cats still rep they hood and they block. I get it. But like, if you really out here trying to push that narrative still in 2024, man, hey, that shit is old news for the birds. You feel me? And I don't know, you know, that case is real sickening to me. You feel me? It's real sickening to me. But this shit goes nowhere when you really line out looking at living that life. Like, if you really ain't trying to strive for better in your life and abide by it inside the box, then I don't know what to tell you though, because at the end of the day, your future is either the penitentiary or it's the grave. In Denver, a lot of cats don't make it out of there. You know what I mean? Denver doesn't produce a lot of successful people. You feel me? Unfortunately, I done been to more funerals than I've ever been to weddings in my life. And, you know, I look at Denver and the place that Denver is right now and the state of affairs that it's in, and it's heartbreaking and it's saddening because, you know, the OGs in Denver really have dropped the ball because, you know, what do they have to give the young cats of today, though? Like, what do you got to give? As an OG, as you the big homie, what do you really have to give to the young homies, though? The young homies probably didn't surpass the big homies in a lot of ways. They didn't came up with instant education in the palm of their hand. And, you know, where I come from in Denver, man, you know, there is some big homies. There is some older cats that really done did their motherfucking thing. And I salute them. And, you know, they know who they is without me having to say it. But, like, if we look at the whole and you look at cats is still stuck in a 1990 mentality, though. Like, how you still got your little homies like stuck in the past of this old ass movie, this old ass repeat? How you still playing that out in 2024? It's baffling to the mind, though. You know what I mean? Like, you would think that as a human, you would naturally evolve and grow, but should these cats be on some old Benjamin Button ass time? You feel me? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about that boom and bang, though. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. And if there's anybody else in Denver, you know, I got a little list that I'm working off, but if there's any other tales y'all want to hear or anything like that, man, y'all let me know down there below. I think we growing this channel together, so I appreciate all the subscribers, new and old, as always. You know, I surely do, and I appreciate everybody that fucks with the videos and the like and helping me get out there in the algorithm, because then, you know, when more people come into the channel grows quicker. Once we start getting these lives and everything like this, man, we turn this channel into something major. You feel me? But, you know, it's all love from my side. I'm out to the next one.